We are back again, and this is going to be kind of like a little learning experience. I'm going to show you a couple of things that twig on for me, so I'll share them with you. Maybe it makes sense. I thought I was going to do something a little bit different today when instead of just doing our 10-card spread. So what I've done, I actually had shuffled through my Voyager deck, of course, and on the bottom of the deck is this one little card that kind of helped me make my mind up. Okay. First of all, it's the 10 of crystals. Crystals are about mind activities. And 10 is kind of coming, see how it's a circle? It's coming full circle. So what I focused on was this, and it kind of looked extra bright to me. And what it did was confirmed what I had been thinking, that I would explain a little to you about a crystal that I use, kind of like dowsing. You are using this little crystal. And, geez, sorry, lost my Skype. Here we go. Hang on. So that if I say to you, would you check for a yes, no, or maybe, I would use my crystal on a pendulum, okay? So this is, oddly enough, very similar to that shape. So my impression was that the cards say, yeah, go ahead and do the crystal. All right, so that's what we're going to do, because sometimes it'll give us a clear answer that is not clouded and obscured by all these subtle nuances. It could be yes, no, or I don't know, which is the equivalent of a maybe, right? So thank you to the Voyager deck to help me to understand that. And now what I have right here is my crystal pendulum, which I bought at Alexandra 2 in Pasadena. So those of you that are interested in one, that's one place where you can go get it. It is simply a crystal in a cage with a garnet in silver that is hanging from a single chain that has a clear crystal bead on the end, right? Doesn't have to be this fancy. It is, because this is something that makes it easier to hold on to. I usually do it with my right hand. We'll see what happens if I use my left, because the left should be more in contact with my psychic ability. Yeah. Right, left, which one? Okay. We usually, there's a predominance of us that write with our right hands because it's connected to the logical side of our brain. And I want to be in the other side, which I happen to be in quite frequently. But so I'm going to hold it actually in my right hand for demonstration purposes only. The concept is to try and hold this where it's not being altered in any way to its movement by your fingers. So I'm just have it pinched between these two fingers. Some people will lay it over the top of a finger, and I'm just going to pinch it between them and let that hang down like that. So every time you use your pendulum, you're going to ask it to give me a yes. I don't know if you can see it, but it's moving forward and backward. And then I'm going to try and say, make it a no. And that definitely is visible. We're going side to side. Whoa, let's make it go in a circle. This is actually spinning to the left. And so that's, whoa, get where you can see it. And that's a maybe. Now, maybe when you start, you only have, maybe you have a little crystal that's got a fitting on it or something. Okay, so you can when I first started out, I had a clear crystal, kind of like this. This is a Herkimer diamond, by the way, which is not so much diamond, but mostly Herkimer. When I first started, I had like a little crystal that just had a little loop that was glued to the end of it so that I could put a chain on it and hang it from there. Doesn't really matter. It was just a little fob that goes on my keys. You could take almost anything that seems to be for mental clarity, this is a clear crystal, and hook it onto It could be a string, it could be a cord, it could be a silver cord. You could glue a dot of it on there so you have something to hold it with. It's really immaterial about the value of the thing itself, except for the fact that you may want it to have a point, which means that it will come to a decision, and be clear, which means it's going to make sense to you. It's not all cloudy and weird, okay? So you make up your own little ritual with the Thank you. It's giving me, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know either. You can make it what you want it to be, right? So this is lovely. I have a lady that I watch periodically. She has beautiful music on her website, and actually it's her YouTube channel. And she's, I forgot what they call her site. We'll put it on the bottom if you want it, all right? But she's, I always call her the long-range chicken, so I don't, it has something to do with that. But nevertheless, her name is Melissa. And she uses it, but what she does is she actually twirls it over her head and she gets an impression. I'm not that good with this crystal, and I don't want to be conking myself in the head with it. So the option will be yours, but you can certainly look her up to see free-range psychic. That's what she is. Melissa, the free-range psychic, right? So you can even do it the way she does. So go to her YouTube channel and see how she does it. Oh, my crystal's saying, no, don't do it that way. So that's me. No, I don't do it that way because I'll clonk myself in the head with the crystal. I know. So you decide what your question is. Maybe your question is there a new house for me within the next 3 months? Start from still and wait to see. And that looks like a tentative no. It's going back and forth. Okay? So that means probably after 3 months. All right? To me, that's what it means to me. Some people use this and hold it over a pregnant woman's tummy, and they'll find out what they think the sex of the child is. So you would decide, you say, show me a boy. And then it says, that's forward and back. Show me a girl, side to side. So if one of you out there is pregnant, I'm getting a strong girl somewhere, and I know it ain't me. So just know that you might be getting a little message from somebody's pendulum. All right? So you can use this for, like I said, quick answers, yes, no, maybe. And that way you don't get all confused with all this other stuff. All righty? So, and the reason why I knew that I was going to use that is because I used my card. All right? So it says, go ahead and show them your pendulum because it may make a difference. And what if it's not just a Herkimer diamond? What if you decide you want to use an opal or you want to use something different? Maybe you want to use this is a little dark for it, but maybe you want to use a rose crystal and only have questions about love. You get to decide. Remember, this is a communication between you and your higher self and whatever tools you use to get there. I use 2 tools. Maybe you just use one. Maybe you do like Melissa. Yeehaw. Right, so that said, what I am going to do is just shuffle through real quick. I'm going to lay down 5 cards and see what they say. Right? So, okay. Did want to say thank you to all the kind people that sent me little words of comfort, and I appreciate it greatly. Yes. All right, let's see what we got. Oh, nice. A couple of things going on. First of all, I've got a tower moment that's coming in. And what does that mean? That means there's going to be some things that are happening quickly, and they might be a little bit unexpected, right? And this looks like the person, this looks like the person that's delivering this information. You know I don't like to do political things, right? This looks to me like it's talking about something that that is being discussed by the AG, and it's being put into motion at this time. We don't know about it, so he's kind of like stirring the pot and adding more ingredients. Something is coming down the pipe that is going to bring a tower moment, and it looks like Merrick Garland is going to be instrumental in making this happen, because this looks like him. I know it doesn't look like, but it looks like him to me, and he's adding another ingredient that's going to make this thing happen. Okay? So just because we don't know what's going on doesn't mean something's not happening. This is telling me shortly after he's done with this part right now, there's going to be an announcement where there's going to be some sort of a clarification saying, this is what we're headed for, and it's going to be happening in X amount of days or X amount of weeks. This is somebody who's an authority figure that has power over the delivery of this information. So this is another man that we are used to receiving messages from. Could very well be Joe Biden, but it looks to me like they're delivering it and saying, this is the package, this is the way it goes, prepare yourself, here we are. And the next thing in line is a person of authority bringing it to task. So one person sets it up, one person says, look what's coming, and the other one does it all. This can be quite prophetic. It is my Hierophant, which is somebody who's an expert in their field. And this is my little Virgo card, but it is about learning the lesson. So there's a Tower card that's bringing in a really hard lesson to learn, but it looks like it's timely, and we've got 3 important male figures that are going to help bring it forward. So I don't know exactly how to clarify it for you other than that, but it sure looks to me like it is important, and not to diminish a woman's role in it. It looks to me like it has been instigated by a female on 2 fronts. So this could be one of those strong women we've been hearing about lately, and they are the ones that are the motivation behind it all. They're the push coming to shove. All right, so we'll keep our eyes open on that and see if we get any better clarification later, but it's telling me Tower moment is coming, so just prepare yourself for receiving of that information. Doesn't look like it hurts us, but it may be information that is going to be a little bit maybe shocking or new. Okay, so don't know exactly how to explain it any clearer at this time, but I suspect more information is coming in the next week or so. And then it does look to me like there's going to be more money that's going to be in flux. So I would wager to say there's going to be more talk about the next incentive from the government. All right, so it looks like more money will be coming our way. All right, that's all I have for you guys today. I'll see what I can cook up for next week. So take good care of yourselves. Love you, and we'll be back in a week. Talk to you soon.